We often hear people say that Ottawa is overtaxed. As an example, they compare the higher taxes on $1 million home in Ottawa versus the lower taxes on $1 million home in Toronto. That is not a relevant comparison. $1 million buys you a lot more in Ottawa than it does in Toronto, and so of course the taxes are higher. The only figure that matters, and it's a figure that cities build their budgets around, is how much tax is paid by the average priced home in that city. And if you look at the taxes on an average priced home in Ottawa versus the taxes on an average priced home in just about every other major municipality in Ontario, Ottawa is at the bottom with the lowest taxes on that average home. That is a recipe for the erosion of service. That is a recipe for compounding decline.
I will just make one other point. Just in terms of what was just talked about other cities, I understood that the chart that shows how much a house costs in, say, Toronto versus here, the taxes for Toronto proportionally are a lot lower. So I don't know if that can be clarified. I will ask that question, but my understanding was Ottawa's taxpayer pays a lot more on, say, $1 million home than someone in Toronto with $1 million home. Is that not the case?
What I would say more is of an apple to an apple, and like Councillor Devine talked about, $1 million home in Toronto is quite different than $1 million home in Ottawa. So if you take the same home in Ottawa, what you get for $1 million, that's a much bigger home than what you would get in Toronto. So from that perspective, our taxes are significantly lower than that, and on that comparison. So that